Hey, I'm Brian Van.
I'm Max Van.
And today we're going to recap our Laguna Seca
2-week trip.
That's right. MotoAmerica Junior Cup, baby.
Yep.
Okay, so we're a little bit late on this one. I'm going to blame him. He couldn't even bring his damn shirt to work today.
Sorry, guys. I just look pretty in this one.
I mean, well, I like Motul, and I think that's a great shirt. I mean, you should have your team shirt.
Also look bigger.
So for this race, right, we live in Michigan. And this was a long trip, man. We drove all the way out to Monterey, California to race Laguna Seca.
Yep, 3,000 miles there and back.
Total 6,000 miles. Who drove all those miles, man?
Me, the whole way.
You did not drive not 1 mile. The old man drove all the miles. We went through 2 blizzards. We saw every site you can imagine. Made a whole vacation out of it. And that in itself could be a separate video. We did the Badlands.
Yep.
We did Devil's Tower.
Yep.
We did Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
We did Yellowstone. Saw Old Faithful go up.
Yeah, did a lot.
Remember, I'm going in the car, dude. I don't want to. I'm going to sit in the car. And then I had to make you come out. And you saw Old Faithful go off. And then you found out who was right.
It was cold, man.
Who was right?
It was cold.
Was it worth it?
Not really.
What? Oh my God, you kids today are something else. So anyways, right? And then on the way home, Hoover Dam.
Yep.
Grand Canyon. Got to walk out on that ridge. That was really badass,
cool.
right? That was pretty sweet. What? The Meteor Crater.
Yep.
Anything else on the way home?
No, I don't think so. That's basically
Whatever. It was a lot of cool stuff. God bless computer school. This was one time computer school worked in our advantage. Max and Sophia sat in the back of the truck on the Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yep. Did all the school.
The only bummer part was when we were on Pacific time, because his start time is 7:20 in the morning. Let me just tell you.
Wake up at 3:30 a.m. and then go outside into the car and log on to school.
Because Mom was not having missing computer school, was she?
No.
No, Mom was pretty, she's like our governor.
Yeah.
Right?
Same thing.
Yeah, all over it. So now let's talk about the cool part. That trip was epic, and it was great to have an opportunity to, do that with the wife and kids. We had a lot of fun. Even though he's claiming he didn't think that Old Faithful was badass, trust me, and I tell you, he was sitting there in awe, 100% in awe.
Sure.
So we get out to Laguna, another new track for you.
Yeah.
It was your 9th ever race weekend in your entire life.
Yep, that's true.
And I would say this was your best one of the year.
The most fun one too, definitely, for sure.
You picked up that track really fast. Very first session, and I wrote some lap times down on this piece of cardboard, right?
Yeah.
So in our first qualifying session, you got down to 141.5, right?
Yep. I was disappointed with that because I dropped a couple of positions from FP1 to not qualifying one, so I was just frustrated the whole time, that whole day. I
thought you had fun the whole day. That's what I saw you smiling.
I did have fun, but that's because my girlfriend was there to support me afterwards.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Nice. We're playing around with your dad and your sister, dude. What do we, you don't count?
Abby's got to beat.
And nice. Well, that's good. So then Saturday morning, okay, we made some changes to the bike, right? Worked on gearing a couple of different things. And Saturday morning, got you out there in Q2. And this is something, we struggled with. Up until this race, you'd never went faster in qualifying 2.
Yeah.
Right? This one, you finally did, which was a big step forward. You got down to a 39.7.
Yeah. That put me in P10, I think 3 or 4 spots from where I was the day before, so that definitely helped a little bit.
Yeah. How did you like the track?
My favorite track ever so far. That and Grattan Raceway. If Grattan had better pavement, then it'll be better, but Laguna's by far amazing.
I wouldn't know. You know why?
Because you haven't ridden it.
You're right. I haven't ridden it. I got to build a bike that rode it and take my kid there. Yeah. But I haven't had a chance to ride it. So we were really encouraged by that. I think you felt pretty good about that too. And the goals were for this weekend to just go faster every time you went out. Yeah. And to get in that group and mix it up a little bit.
That's from I think 6th or 5th or it depends. Sometimes it can be all the way up to 3rd place or and back to 10th, or it can be back from 5th or 6th to 10th or 11th, somewhere in between there. It's just right there to the top 10. Saturday
race. You were feeling good, and I get to go out there with them, even in the quick start Corona Apocalypse, format. I still get to go out there with him, give him some final words of encouragement, smack him upside the head one last time, send him ready to get out there and fight with these guys. And when I watched him race start that bike, this kid's a really good race starter. That was the best one that you've had.
I even saw it. Like I went from 10th and going into turn 1. I think I was on the very outside, but like from wheel to wheel, I was in P7, I think, and that's like the best I've ever gotten. I went from. I was in P. Yeah, I don't know if I think I said P10, but I'm at P11, and I went all the way to 7th place. So I had a lot of confidence, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I got the best start of my life. And then
what happened? Because it's part of racing.
My boy Max, somebody pushed him out wide into the dirt, and he like high-sided right in front of me, so I had to slam on my brakes and hit him. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean it.
It was a
I'm
tap.
glad you're okay. It was a tap. It wasn't really a hit. I bounced him forward though. I moved up, that's for sure. But he's okay, and that race just wasn't as good as it could have been. But that's
you lost that, and it's so competitive in Junior Cup too that when something like that happens,
when you lose a draft, you're done.
You're done. Yeah, you're done. There's no way you're catching these guys.
Even if your corner speed's the same, you can't go. You can't. None of that. They're just all sucking each other in the whole time, and they're gaining speed everywhere.
Every one of those racers is fast. That's the bottom line.
100%.
You kind of look at it like to qualify this for friends of ours that don't really understand it. I mean, what's an analogy if you're a football player? Like maybe, this is like playing football for the University of Michigan. Every one of these kids that's out there, you take them to their regional race, and they're going to do real well. They're going to be winning races. You go to MotoAmerica, right? And there's just all these levels of talent that are out there. And you see what it takes to run up front. Rocco Doyle, Sam Lockoff. What was the young guy at it?
Ben Glady. Ben
Glady. But who qualified on pole? I'm getting his name now. Liam Grant.
Man.
And bummer, Liam qualified on pole. And that's saying something. And then, spoiler, I mean, it's a long time ago now, but didn't even get a trophy that weekend, and that's a heartbreaker. But still, he's made progress all along the way. Qualifying on pole is a big deal. Probably would have loved to have went home with at least a podium. But
he went from being in that group that I was in race 2 at Laguna to being up there with Rocco and all them. And
that's a big accomplishment.
Pretty cool to see. Proud of it.
And that's what we're hoping for you. So, but the good part, with you, number one is you didn't just target fixate on Max and smoke him.
Nope.
Right. You gave him a little tap. Max was able to get off track. The bike got collected. That race didn't even get red flagged, which was also, I guess that was good and bad for us. If it would have been red flagged, you could have.
Going to restart.
Yeah. But the nice part is you shaved a half second off. We got down to 39.2.
Yep. That was pretty good. I just got to be more aggressive, Basically, that's it.
We're getting there. Yep. You did a great job. We were real happy with that. So we've moved forward all along the way. Sunday, boy, it was foggy in the morning. It was definitely damp, little rain, and
for warm up, and we were just going back and forth deciding should we go out or should we not. And
I made the call. I called it. I said we're not going.
I was asking other people. They're like, "Oh, you never want to skip a session like this. What if the race is like this?" And then it was a good call from my dad. Good call from everybody that told me not to, because there was a 3-rider crash in one corner, turn 6 at Laguna. 3-rider crash.
For nothing. They were out there going slow. At the end, those weren't going to be race conditions. We could see from the radar and the forecast that you were racing in dry conditions. I looked at it. I'm like, you got nothing to gain here.
Yeah.
At best, you'd go out and tippy-toe around on a damp track, and then your last thought of the racetrack was, I didn't have a lot of grip, and you would carry that thought with you into the start of the race on Sunday. So we set it out, and I think that turned out to be a good choice.
Yeah.
Race 2. You got a pretty good start. You got more of an average start.
Yeah, more of an average start. Wasn't as good as I hoped. Wasn't as good as I thought. Like, I remember coming off the line, I was like, dang. Blake Davis, my little brother, he got in front of me, and I was just like, you know what? That start sucked. I mean.
Yeah, but you put your head down, you rode hard. But the best part is this time he mixed it up with that group. There was passing back and forth. They were definitely racing. And one of the areas where Max struggles is fast guys go fast. He hasn't figured that out yet. He's got to get out there and just put his head down and try and make his first full lap, right?
My fastest lap of the race.
Or work towards that. Get closer to that. Because what's happening now is it's typically your last lap is your best lap.
Yeah, my last 3 or 4 laps is when I'm up there.
And then you're trying to make up ground on people that are all every bit as fast as you, and that's just a real difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
So The goal for the race was to mix it up with the group. He did that. And then he had a secondary goal of getting down in the 38s, and he managed to get down to a 38.4.
And like the 7th or 8th fastest lap of the race, and then finished 10th. So I was happy about that. I was proud of myself. I was like,
Yeah, good finish.
Yeah. Just I succeeded. I got to where my goals were, and that's all I needed. So.
Because this is hard.
Yeah, this is harder than anything. Like, it's like taking a pre-calc class, but 3 times. Like I don't know, like times.
Everybody's good.
Yeah,
Everybody's good, and it's just really, really difficult. There's no gimmies here. You get an average start, you get passed. Period. Because every one of those kids can launch a bike, right? You get a great start, and then something happens in front of you that kind of, takes you out of that position. That just is what it is, and that's part of racing. We learned a lot this year. We're really looking forward to next year. The goal now is we're going to do a full season.
Yeah, hopefully. That's what we're going to do.
I just bought I bought a spare frame. We have 2 bikes. You can only use one, but we're going to use one for practice. I bought a spare frame today from my buddy Rob Oliva and a spare motor. So now we have a spare frame and a spare motor along with 2 bikes. So we have plenty of parts. We formed a new partnership with Jesse Norton over at Norton Motorsports. Now Jesse is helping us out.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It's going to change the whole racing experience for me.
Yeah, just make the bike better.
Yeah.
Jesse's got a lot of time invested into really making these bikes great. This Ninja 400 specifically. We're going to take advantage of that and offer the Norton parts here as well, which is pretty cool to be able to do that.
Yep.
But he's going to help us make our bike better, which is going to help Max. Going to go out there and do a full season. And once again, who are we thanking?
Everybody. Just all the customers, you guys that purchase from us. That's the big reason why I'm out there. So thank you.
Well, it's the whole reason.
Whole reason, actually.
Yeah.
Without you guys, we wouldn't even have this business, wouldn't have anything. I probably wouldn't even know what a motorcycle is. Well, I know what it is, but
you know what it is, but you wouldn't be riding the way that you are.
Yeah.
And that's really from the heart, and I hope you guys get that.
Thank you.
Anybody who's met us, I think you get a sense this is exactly who we are, and we have a deep appreciation for everybody that shops here. We had a lot of fun this year. Our whole family did. Sophia did, Mom did. Taking these trips together during this Corona apocalypse bullshit was fantastic. It was a great way to become even closer as a family, and we're looking forward to building on that more next year.
Yeah, and all the parents out there that have kids and they want to race because they see you doing it, let them get into it because they build relationships, they build people, and they get more mature as they get mature 2 times as fast, I'd say. That's what I think.
Every one of those kids that's out there, and through you, I got to talk to a lot of these kids this year. And we're talking from 14 years, I think, to
14 to 28.
28, yeah. So it's a pretty big range. Most of the guys that that were coming over and hanging out were your age.
Yeah.
The maturity level of these kids is exceptionally high, and I do attribute a lot of that to the experience that you guys all have out here racing bikes and spending all the time with the adults that are out there helping you get this done. As Max said, it's a great sport. If it's something that you're thinking of doing, even leave it in the comments section. If you don't know what to do to get the ball, in the field of play, hit me up. I'm happy to help you and let you know what we did with Max and how we got him out on the racetrack the first few times and the instruction that we've had for him through the guys at Sportbike Track Time.
Yep.
That's kind of funny to think about it. You're racing MotoAmerica, and realistically, all the instruction you've had is from Sportbike Track Time instructors.
All from
people that we've known your entire life. You grew up with these people at the racetrack hanging out.
It's cool.
So until next year.
See you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.